So the idea of Avalokan Analytics basically is to have a climate integrated business solutions. And this is going to run in a B2B mode. I am the founder, Dr. Aniket Navalkar, and I'm a postdoctoral fellow at Center for Climate Studies. And the mentors are going to be our eminent faculty, Professor Subimal Ghosh and Professor Shubhankar Karmakar. So the idea is that, we normally have startups that are either climate startups, or we have business startups that use deep tech for business solutions. But we really don't have an integrated startup where business solutions are climate integrated. And upon our survey and study, we came to know that this is really lacking, and there's an intense need for it. So the idea is basically to undertake research and use to create decision support for businesses by integrating the market analytics component, which is the business component, the risk component, and the climate integration will be there. So basically, what are the losses that are faced due to hazards, and climatic variability, etc. And basically to provide a complete data-driven intelligence for sustainable business and risk-informed decision making. So this is the basic purpose. And the way we are going to, set this up is that the engine is going to be a climate and market intelligence engine that is going to be an integrated engine, but we develop it in a step-by-step way. So we don't jump to climate and we don't offer climate solutions. We first probe as to what kind of climate solutions are required, and what is it that the businesses are being affected by. But first is we give them market solutions first. So we use AI, NLP, deep tech for market and climate risk analysis. This is the most visible and the most easily monetizable product, which is going to be the lead product. Then we further expand into climate integrated sales and supply chain intelligence. Then we go into the more serious climate problems, which are hazard modeling, risk and resilience analytics. And then we create an entire ESG system, an entire business intelligence system for the business client. So we are looking at a B2B thing. So the first part is obviously monetization. NLP, of course, because natural language processing is and customer feedback data is not basically being analyzed properly, and we don't have dashboards that include this. So we just have sales forecast and stuff like that. So we are going to add this component. And the hotel industry, the food industry has already expressed the need for it. The second part is then climate integrated sales. So how climatic variability patterns, how seasonality changes affect sales, affect product consumption. So these are the things that we are going to integrate into our product. Then we are going into the catastrophic flood risk models and resilience models, where we basically look at the impact of hazards on infrastructures, on business supply chains, etc. And then we go into the ESG analytics part. So that is how we scale it up from bottom to top. The business model is that we start with paid proof of concepts for businesses. So we approach them and we say that we are offering these things, and can you actually co-develop these POCs? And if it develops into something successful that the business can use, then we go into the subscription version, and then we have a testing phase where all these customized dashboards and sector specific intelligence products are then tested in real world scenarios. So currently we have three POCs under development. One is a NLP based sentiment evaluation and sales prediction for food industry. So we are taking actually taking real world data from a cafeteria, and we are developing this product. Second is a high resolution flood risk model. So we take various hazard case studies in districts of Maharashtra, and we see how flood risk is basically affecting business at a very high resolution. So here, this is again a data driven exercise. And the third is basically we look at infrastructure response and resilience to hydrometeorological extremes. So we are looking at the impact of floods on infrastructure services like transportation, etc., and how they impact businesses. So these are the three things that we are working on. This one snapshot here, we actually developed sentiment. We use social media data to get flood sentiment throughout Mumbai, and we saw how it is concentrated in various wards. The method that is used for sentiment analysis, we are actually now using in developing an analytics dashboard. Now, this is basically a mock dashboard, not actual dashboard, where basically sales and the sentiment of customers and what they think about food basically are reflected through dashboard analytics. And then we use AI/ML for predictive insights. Um, then there's one in which we understand how large infrastructure projects basically affect the land use around it. So we can create a dashboard basically where the various land cover types, how they are changing with the introduction of infrastructure can be monitored over time, and this can really help in environmental impact assessments. Another thing that we are doing is we are developing a resilience toolkits. So here we can see that we are doing some inundation modeling. This was done for Bihar, and we see how receding inundation in both cases is affecting the performance basically. So the performance is increasing as inundation recedes. So we are tracking the performance of infrastructure systems based on the level of floods. So this is a simulation, but we can actually do it on any site where there's industry, where there is an agglomeration of retail. So this is another thing that we are looking at. Then we have also published